Can you file bankruptcy when you own a business? That's a question I'm asked very often, and the answer is of course it is. The question is not whether you own a business, the question is whether does the business have such value that it's a concern for us? And even if it did, how do we treat that value in a bankruptcy context? You and your business are not the same. What you own is interest in your business. If it's an LLC, you have membership interest. If it's a corporation, it's shares. The business itself is not you. Hopefully you've run your books and records separately as well. We can talk about that when we get together. What is of interest to us in this bankruptcy context is what is the value of your membership interest or your stock in that company. The company may have lots of assets, but if it also has lots of debt, the net value, what your interest is worth, isn't that valuable. That oftentimes requires us to talk to your accountant and get a valuation. But in most cases that we file, it's a consumer that has a small business that generally isn't that valuable to anybody but themselves. In those cases, it's not going to impact the business at all. If it were, the only thing that would be at risk would be your interest, not the business, not the assets. It may be, let's take a very unusual circumstances where somebody would want to buy your stock in that company. In that case, then we'd have to structure a sale of that or buy it back from the estate. We'll talk about that. That's potential, but don't be overly concerned about it. It's rare that it ever happens, and if it does, then the company's of significant worth where it's worth figuring a way to work around this, and we do this routinely. So don't be concerned. Yes, you can file business. You can file bankruptcy if you own a business. In fact, most people who own a business have contemplated it one time or another, right? I mean, let's face it, owning a small business is difficult. We have a lot of clients that own small businesses. Your business is not at risk. The interest that you have in the business potentially is. The business assets are not. The business customers are not going to learn about your individual bankruptcy. Let's talk about it. Don't be overly concerned about it. We can have a consultation, and if there's concerns, we'll raise them then. But at least let's sit down and talk about it and figure a way around it.